Here's the first frame of the video render. So it's an image. I've rendered everything as TIFF images, so we've got 24 of them, and I'm just going to go through all of them, and you're going to see what works and what doesn't work. So frame 1, obviously, there is perfectly seamless. Frame 2, 3, 4, and you're starting to see where the problems are. Obviously in the sky you can see the lamppost because it was projected there. As we change the camera angle, it's not working. You can see areas. If I go back to the first frame, if you focus on this area here, and you're going to see how quickly it starts to stretch. You see, so now the texture is really stretched, so that's very obvious. You see a lot of stretching here, and this is being projected in the sky. Here you can see a problem as well. So you see the limits of this technique, but some of these things are very easy to fix, and that's what we're going to be doing when we do texturing. In this area we're going to have something completely new anyway. For those of you who are interested in how to render this, I'm just going to show you quickly my render settings. And also I'm going to point out that I added a sphere for the sky. So I'm just going to show you the whole scene. Might look a bit weird to you, but I've just created an herb sphere here, and just in the same way that I did project the photograph onto this building, I did the exact same thing onto this sphere, and this is what gives you what you can see here. And when I go to frame 1, you can see what's happening. We can see the sphere which is in the background. So on frame 1 it's fine, but then if I go to frame, if I move along, then obviously that bit of vegetation is projected onto the sky. So it works on frame 1, but then it moves along with the sky, so that doesn't work. Same for this part of the lamppost. And to render, I'm just going to show you the render options. So these are the render options. So what I've done is, in common, I have chosen, let's go through from the beginning. I have chosen an image format which is TIFF. I have chosen a naming convention which is name followed by the frame number followed by the extension, which is why it's rendering the name of the scene. Let me just show you. Name of the scene, then the frame number, dot, and then the extension. I'm rendering between frame 1 and frame 24. I am rendering shot cam, and I am rendering at HD 720, okay, which is these dimensions, and that's all I have changed. The rest is default, so you don't have to worry about anything else. I am rendering with Mental Ray. You could render with Maya, it doesn't make any difference at this stage. So by default you'll have Maya software. If you want to render with Mental Ray, in the drop down just choose Mental Ray, but it might not be visible. So if you don't see Mental Ray in this list, it means you haven't loaded the plugin. So I'm just going to show to you how to load the plugin. If you go to Window, Settings, Preferences, Plugin Manager, in here there's a number of plugins available but not necessarily loaded. So if you just find Maya to MR and just go loaded or auto load, then next time you use Maya it should be there, which means that now you can render with Mental Ray. So render with Mental Ray, I haven't changed anything in here in the Mental Ray options. And once you've set up your render settings as I've shown to you here, you just need to go to the rendering menu set, then go to render and hit batch render. And what's going to happen, I'm actually going to do it one more time, and Maya's telling you what it's doing here. So I'm going to click on this button and it's going to show the progress. So you can see here that's rendered the first frame, second, third, etc. You can see render 5, etc. So it's going to do that for 24 frames, and which is why it's very important to have a project set up, because it's going to render by default in your images folder in the project you have created. So once Maya is done, we can find all our 24 images in the images folder. and here they are. So these are all the frames of the animation. If you have QuickTime Pro, you can really quickly create an animation for these. We're not going to do any animation in this module. When I need to work with that sort of thing, I'm using Composite, and I'm going to show you how to use Composite for what we need to do in this module. But at the moment, for what we need, we can just go through the frames manually, just as I've shown to you with Windows Image Viewer. Okay, so again, this is the final result. So apart from the elements which are projected into the sky, or like here the lamppost that moves, other things are not working. If you look carefully, let me just select this. If you look carefully at, for example, these trees here, just pay attention to these trees as I move forward. They should have some depth, and they look like they are flat trees stuck onto the wall, so that's not working. Here as well, it looks it's lacking depth. So, you know, for an animation like this, this wouldn't hold up because the trees can't be projected as they are onto the walls. So we're lacking some depth here. But hopefully this will be useful, and you can see that in one unit we have managed to create, well, a CG set, which works to a certain extent for at least for one frame. So, you know, I could just add some, like, render a cube in here, and so composite some CG elements very quickly with what we've done.